Keeper versus Julio action for the Haunter Season 3 Round of 4 Group A playoff action. Again, it sounds confusing. Basically, simply put, this is the playoffs. And here we are. So, yeah, this is the double elimination point for these two teams. So, worst case, you get bumped down to the loser's bracket. But clearly, Tree is just the better team, at least after that game one. And it's almost as if it's their game to lose in a sense. So, we'll see, though, what Julio has up their sleeve. You know, Archie Tiger, he did make mention that they might have had some crazy lineup, and we would be going, what are they doing? And I think this might be it. Exactly. Deadwood,
5 milli strap. 5 milli strap coming, boys.
What
5 milli strength strap. It's going to happen, boys. It's going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that could be the reasoning why. Maybe that he was just that scared of the Valkyrie curse lane, but obviously, if he doesn't know exactly what's going on, he just plays the Valkyrie, picks up the Valkyrie himself. But it is a Marcus Moy silhouette break. If there's something that can carry him, it could be it.
Yeah, Silhouette definitely a scary hero in a player that's comfortable with it, and apparently Marcus Moy is, as you pointed out. So that's that there's a potential there. But yeah, a first pick Deadwood into an Accursed, that is a little bit of a head scratcher there.
I think it must just be that they're so scared of this Valkyrie curse lane that they're willing to pick up themselves. I mean, Silhouette. I mean, I guess they had probably Silhouette in their minds that they were going to pick up on game 3, or sorry, as pick 3 in this game too. And obviously, Silhouette isn't the greatest laner, and can be incredibly shut down in the laning phase as well. So I guess they were just scared of it happening again, particularly if they're going to pick up Silhouette, so they pick up themselves. So, I mean, I guess they could have banned it, but I guess they were just that scared of it. So
yeah,
might as well pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up themselves. It is one of those games. Again, a curse is not your everyday hero by any means. So it's one of those things. If you are going to pick it up to prevent the other team, you know, hope that you understand how to use it yourself. Now, I'm not saying a curse as an individual hero is the most difficult, because frankly he's not. But when it comes to you know how you play him, where you play him, it could definitely be different. So.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm guessing that. I mean, they could even play something really strange in terms of the laning phase, though, as well. Like, I don't know. You could even maybe see something like really ridiculous, like just because of maybe just trying to almost full tree. So I don't know. Might see something crazy.
Yeah. These bans. Just about finishing up. Let's take a look at those. Tempest, Kraken, Parasite, Rhapsody, Jeremiah, and the final one. By the way, the initial bans were Ophelia, Swiftblade, Dr. Repulsor, and Clank. So you see them giving some Clanks respect. I don't know if necessarily Clanks was the reason for the loss last game, but again, they have been running a bit of Clanks. So it's clearly becoming more of a comfort carry for them. Gonna at least take it away initially. Corrupted Disciples, the final ban, by the way. There's a Witch Slayer pickup from Willowkeeper. Is that going to be... what will that be? Their main support?
They can play either, though. The Torture will definitely be Fusion Zero, so Torture will be the first support. Magnus can be run as the core, or Witchlight can be run as the core, and then either one can be played as the second support, either or.
Yeah.
If they run Magnus as the second support, they'll probably jungle the first creep wave, or jungle the first enemy creep wave, and if it's Witchlight, they'll probably pick up another carry to be played that can go into the jungle at level 5, for example, just because it depends on tree. I hope we don't see Witchlight call. We've seen it, I think, once before or twice before, and it just doesn't really work out. Whether it's the player or the team, it just didn't work out for them. I'm not sure. I'm not really sold yet on core Witchlight.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they run it here. You see a lot of extra time being used now by Coolio to determine who their 4th pick is going to be, so... Maybe it's not as clear-cut as we thought it was in terms of just some funky strat now coming out.
Yeah, I mean, they probably run something like a Curse Silhouette, most likely in the short lane, and maybe run like Deadwood mid. They could probably pick up a jungler here as well, although Ophelia Simmers and the Parasite banned out. Pick up Glaciers then, so that they'll just... I guess they're just are scared of tree running aggressive tri-lane, but I don't think tree run aggressive tri-lane all that often, honestly. It seems that they run Puppet Masters. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to run just a Valkyrie, Ulflade, Magnus most likely mid, and then Torture, Witchlight, Puppet Master short lane, and then put the Puppet Master in the jungle at level 5 or so. So yeah, it feels like Coolio are almost scared that tree are going to tri-lane, but I don't think they will. So
yeah, that's this final pick now. Going to tell us a little bit of information at least. Now, Glacia's good against a hero like Valkyrie, and definitely with that leap, and so it's understandable why they perhaps want to go with that support option there. But
Yeah, and, I mean, I guess Tree could aggressive tri lane because maybe they want to shut down the Silhouette. Like Silhouette is one of those heroes that you really do want to shut down in lane because if you can slow her farm, by to sort of 240 GPM, then she's just going to have no impact in the game. Like Silhouette only becomes strong if you can get the Nullstone, the portal key on her. So the best way to do that is to sort of shut her down in lane, and she's not the greatest laner either. So Tree, they have the best ability to do that, and they're actually going to run most likely Witch Slayer mid. So in that case, I guess they have the ability to aggressive tri lane. Because I think Magnus is probably offers a little bit more than Witch Slayer in a tri lane. So yeah, they will either run the jungle Magnus by pulling the creep wave or by running aggressive tri lane. Just it depends really.
Yeah,
there's benefits of both ways.
That Lodestone final pick, not your everyday suicide hero at least, but it looks like Julio over here gonna give a shot with it again. I've always thought that Lodestone and his burst potential pretty damn crazy between that face smash as well as his ultimate, of course, or head smash, I guess. So, but not the easiest stun to land though. The rocket drill could be an issue, but yeah, now it's just gonna be a matter of waiting a little bit longer because again the pause coming out, but determining how things are gonna set up now from both of these sides. Okay, where's a curse gonna be? I think is the kind of big thing that we're waiting for here.
He'll probably be played as a second support. They'll probably, I think, Julio will play like defensive tri lane, Lodestone will off lane, and Deadpool will mid. I think this might work out okay if both teams probably just trade or in their sort of defensive tri lanes. Because I think the biggest issue for Julio is that their laning phase which went so badly. But if both are running defensive tri lanes, it's kind of hard that three of the teams sort of to dominate the laning phase kind of thing if they're both playing quite defensive.
So once again, guys, to clarify, I know people bringing it up, again, this being a weekday matchup, this is the only matchup today, so, when this is done, then everything's done here, but, again, you can find out all the information. You go to HonTour.com, there's a portal there, you click on the tab, HonTour.com/events/playoffs is the official URL. You go to it, and you get all the information necessary. We will be coming back, though, on Thursday, with that said, with the Group A action. And, in fact, let's pull up the bracket for you guys to check it out. There we go. Thursday action is going to be Fresh versus Night Raid. That really should be a good one. I know you know this one, again, when you got a number one seed going up against a team that's, mainly playing the gold and they're having some roster issues. Understandable if they struggle and, it tends to be a little bit one-sided as game one was. We'll wait and see how the series goes, of course. But really, Fresh versus Night Raid, that's honestly up in the air for me. I mean, sure, Fresh definitely the team as of late that's looking really good and has the more experience. But Night Raid, I really feel like they're one of those dark horse. You never know what they're going to be able to do to those teams. America, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. They also have Cookies on their team, man. And if he actually plays, I mean, how do you lose with Cookies?
You don't.
Guy's awesome.
I remember Cookies beating Hag mid when he played Panda 1v1. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Good memories, man.
Cookies
I remember he got
first.
He got first blood on Panda when he was against the French tag, and everyone was like, "How does that even happen?" I remember.
Yeah.
So it looks like actually Julio are going to run an aggressive tri lane themselves actually, but Tree they're all 5-manning top. This seems really strange though, because how are they going to aggressive tri lane with what is a curse going to do in aggressive? In a defensive tri lane, yeah, a curse can kind of make a little bit of sense because he can protect the carry. But in this sense, I don't know. And it looks like Tree are most likely running an aggressive tri lane. That's why they've blocked the pool camp most likely. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, they do block the pool camp. I mean, for now, Boxy just sitting up here, so maybe not.
Oh, unless they're going to try and maybe get first blood or something down here. You remember that Nova strat I told you about, with the glaciers, this literally is exactly what Nova would do, but I guess they've just got a curse here for moral support, I guess, because a curse isn't actually going to do anything in this lane, I don't think. But,
all right, here we go. Yeah.
This is the level 1 first blood bait. I can feel it.
That's definitely what they're going for here. I mean, you do look at the Tri versus Tri lane if that's what ends up happening here. I mean, I gotta think Tree has the favor there, honestly. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because first of all, their pool camp isn't blocked, and second of all, their hero composition is just a little bit stronger. So,
yeah.
Lodestone is melee as well, so he won't be able to get as many last hits, and a curse is really only there for the sort of prevention of kills. But I mean, Tree they don't even have to look for kills, kind of thing. They can just get farm. And they'll get a lot more farm because they've got their carry as a ranged hero. So
yeah,
Tree they're not worried unless Puppet Masters it looks like it's going to go mid actually, and they're going to run. No, that can't be right. Puppet Master has to go bottom unless they're going to. I think even like Witch Slayers, the core in their farming role in the defensive tri lane, that seems kind of weird, but I don't know, it's true, I guess. Yes.
Tree tends to do that. Kind of catch you off guard, and you're like, oh, well, let's just say they know what they're doing. Because, you know, for the most time they do. So.
I guess that could just be they want a secure farm on the Puppet Master. Like if he's in the tri lane, there's a possibility that it could go wrong. He could get less farm. He could die, for example. With Kraken, the tri lane, I mean, the first couple of levels it's going to be weaker, but when he gets level 3, level 4, then I guess it probably might offer a little bit more than the Puppet Master. Plus, he's one of those heroes that if you do fail on, he's still going to offer quite a bit because he's a good support. So it could be the reasoning why.
All right, so again, going to sit a little bit longer here as far as the pause is concerned. It looks like Julio, the team that paused it here, so maybe making sure their strategy is good to go again, especially a team that roster issues coming into it, you know, haven't even get a new player in Super KG going into it, as great as a player he is. Keep going back to it's just that team mentality, as the idea that you know, playing together, it definitely can be a little bit different. And making sure that you're all on the same page, basically. So, but yeah, this Bloodlust kill potential. Really interested to see if this has any fighting power to it. I mean, again, being a curse, it does. It's like Glacius Lodestone, sure, but a cursed is a little not the most aggressive at getting Bloodlust kills with their team. So
yeah,
so it's a little funky.
I guess they probably might have put the curse down here just because if they do go for this sort of first blood tactic and they are going to tri lane, which they most likely are, and then I guess he's there for a little bit of prevention, for example.
That rudeness there. All right. Are we gonna be good to go here? Apparently, getting some parent action there.
About damn time.
Interaction, as far as the call. All right. Looks like we're good to go. So, again, seeing them hiding over here. Now, Magnus, he's not suspecting it, apparently. Is he actually in trouble? There he stuns away, but Lodestone with the rocket drill. Yeah, that's going to hit. And we're going to see a Bloodlust.
I knew it!
All right.
They got it. But I think, yeah, they're going to just rotate back to their own lanes. I guess they're going to unlock a cursed loads in off lane, I guess, or dual lane. I don't know. Yeah, I think Story Fruit has no idea what he's doing either. No, he's staying bottom. So, I guess they just want to make sure that Lodestone has an okay lane. But Tree already know what's going down, though. They're just going to rotate up their lanes. And this is exactly what I talked about, how to sort of almost beat in the cursed dual lane. You just have someone to soak up the experience. In this case, it's Witch Slayer. There is maybe better heroes to do it, that have an escape mechanism, for example. But, I mean, a Lodestone, a cursed lane, they're not going to threaten or a kill without a Glacius. So, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, don't try to necessarily win the lane. Just, yeah, soak up the experience, as you said, and hold your own. It's almost as if Witch Slayer is the suicide here in this case.
Yeah.
Because of that situation. Magnus is nearby, though. I mean, I guess he's going to just look to possibly do the pole camp here.
He's just going to be playing the puller. Like, this is exactly what the Behemoth should have done last game, but the pull was blocked.
Yeah.
And Magnus literally is going to pull this whole game. Like, he's not going to really... If he sees it for an opening for a kill, then he'll go for it. But otherwise, he's just going to keep on pulling this whole game, practically. What he's going to do.
Not often you'll see Glacius on top of the GPM charts, but still remaining there because of that Bloodlust kill. Not going to be for long, though. Or he's trying to dwindle down there. But, yeah, definitely getting that Bloodlust kill. Has the early boost as a result. You know, Glacius is a hero that, especially with that good solid roam potential, so it could be proved to be a pretty impactful item pickup early on. Top lane, look at Boxy boxing out Marcus Moy. Oh, swing and a miss. That was a level 2 arrow, man. If that hit, that very likely was a kill.
Yeah, most likely. But I think this should definitely happen, though. Silhouette, particularly with her reduction in her range, really has her potential to 1v1. Before she was, easily able to 1v1, but now it's a lot harder. But 1v2 is probably the perfect laning situation for Silhouette because her skills are good. They definitely can threaten a kill, but 1v1 she doesn't cut it anymore, like she used to.
Got middle lane again, Deadwood, expecting not only Super KG, but again, the hero Deadwood himself, expecting him to get pretty good farm. That hatchet, the log, in this case the corn husk, I guess. The skin that he's using right here. Top lane, Glacius, yep, he's dead. And in fact, Silhouette needs to be a little careful. She missed the Death Lotus right there.
Oh, Marcus, what are you doing with your life, son? Oh, dear, man. He must be under the pressure.
Oh, now he's in trouble.
He's
Dings
most likely
around too. Yeah, and he's doing that. Torturer's got an angle on him. No man on Magnus, so he doesn't have to worry about a Lava Surge. As, bottom lane, Accursed actually putting some good pressure on Witchslayer. It's a hasted Accursed. He's going to run him down right here. That's going to be a kill. Storyfooter picking it up. How about that? The hasted Accursed doing some work.
That's not the only rune that can get a kill as well, but he gets it. So good rune control there from Storyfooter. Like definitely this, the first couple of minutes is definitely a lot better than what happened in game 1 for Julio. So they're doing good. I think something that's really important though, they need to make sure they get farm on the silhouette though. If they have to rotate the Accursed over here or do whatever, they just make sure they get farm on the silhouette, because if she's like 250, 220 GPM for the first 15, 20 minutes, she's just going to do nothing compared to the cores here from Tree. They have to get farm on her. She has to snowball, otherwise, yeah, the chances of Julio winning this game are going to be very, very slim.
Yeah. Well, for right now, I mean, again, Marcus Moines start only 7-1, so he definitely wants that to be higher here, safe to say. And keep an eye on to see how that progression goes. I mean, anything out of the ordinary, you think? Do you think it could be useful for him to perhaps get something like an Energize early on even, or is it just straight Nullstone here?
Well, if he goes Energize, I think, like, Nullstone and Portal Key on the hero are completely cool. Whether you get it at 15 minutes or 50 minutes, you have to go those kind of items. Energizer is okay build-up, but you'd still go Nullstone, Portal Key kind of thing. And I think Energizer could be a decent build-up as well. A lot of gank potential. We have a lot of early aggression from Tree as well, so the extra stats could be very, very worthwhile. The only problem is obviously that's going to delay the Portal Key and Nullstone. If he feels that he's under pressure, he'll probably go the Energizer. If not, and he's going to go for the greedy build, he'll still go the Nullstone Portal Key, though. So.
Yeah. All right, bound to get that. So, see how that turns out for him. Apparently, it's just some lag issues here. Storyfooter going to go ahead and reconnect. Just picking up that kill recently. Make sure he's good to go again. They were pumped up going into this, and we have seen many of times where one team just gets completely dominated, and then they come back and win the second game in, even decisive fashion. So, I'm not saying that's going to happen here necessarily, but the chance is definitely there. Again, especially when you are a team that's filled with players that individually have a good amount of experience. Hell, Super KG is more experienced than anyone in this game. Yeah,
exactly.
Julio. So, take that how you will, too, but...
And I think the laning phase as well is something that's particularly important against like top tier teams. If top tier teams, for example, can get like an early advantage, they're not going to let go. And the early laning stage here for Julio is at least a lot better. And the only way that Tree can really get ahead in the first couple of levels is going to be these ganks here from the Magnus and Torture, the two roaming supports. But they've got some good wards here, placed by Arch-Tiger, one up here to protect the silhouette, and obviously one bottom. Placed by Arch-Tiger to support the Lodestone as well. So I think as long as they can keep tabs on the roaming supports of Torture and Magnus, there shouldn't be too much of an advantage here for Tree. Of course, outplays can happen from either the Balthazar or Boxy, for example, but the real advantage is going to come from those supports. Like you compare it to last game as well, like the Behemoth and Rhapsody had absolutely no impacts, and in the early laning stages of the game, it all comes down to the supports as well. And the last game, Arch-Tiger and Storyfooter just wasn't able to do anything, so they can shut down Foods and the Root of Z. They should be fun.
That's the game plan. Just do that, and you have a W on your hands. It's a lot easier.
Simple.
Simple,
it's
right?
simple, man.
So simple. All right, guys, we're going to actually take a break right here ourselves, because apparently now Storyfooter may even need to restart. So rather than rambling on here, let's go ahead and take a break ourselves. Hopefully we'll be back shortly here, though, with more HON action again. Hopefully not too long of a break. I'll keep you guys updated, if anything, on game number 2 here. Game number 2, this is Group A action of the playoffs officially kicking off today. Round of 4, best of 3. Julio versus Willowkeeper. Willowkeeper up 1-0. Short break, guys. Stay tuned, though. We'll be right back. And what a time to leave, because apparently we're back. So I guess no restart needed. There you go. Nice little... So I guess you just got to threaten the brakes, man.
You just got to threaten him.
Oh, Deadwood catches Puppet Master, but never mind. Yeah, more so just harassing, I guess. It's like, yeah, he's level 4, though, so never mind.
Yeah, I think Super KG Super KG must know that Magnus is in the area as well. He must have got spotted by this room. He's going to get spotted again as well. So again, these wards are actually doing a lot of work spotting out these support rotations as well. So they can see perfectly where everything's going. So
yeah,
they're in no immediate danger anyway.
The accursed gonna try to go for the top room, but of course Root of Z managing to get it first with that. Happens to be regen there. Picks it up and gonna use that as a tool to move towards middle now and possibly be that threat, as you mentioned. Devin knows though something's up. He's playing the positioning correctly here as a result. Again, a level 2 Magnus, only level 1 stun as a result, and in very minimal range, as we mentioned many times before, so having to deal with that. Witchler's level 5 right here. Okay, Lowstone is going to get a health, but I was going to say, though, he needs to be careful not to get comboed, though, as if he lets level 6 in the near future, that could be an instant kill, so looks like he should be fine for the time being, though. Still no level 6 on him. Again, they're really trying to set this up middle, but Super KG just not having any of it. Playing very, very defensive right there. And not giving them the opening. So the roaming supports for Willowkeeper in this case, not able to get too much here just yet. As Lodestone actually hits level 6 first. Pushed up to his tower right there. And speaking of burst, I mean, Witchslayer has plenty of it, but so does Lodestone. And actually, he's setting up as if he wants to go in right here. I mean, yeah, he had an angle.
He has the damage as well.
Yeah.
He has to hit the stun though because he doesn't have boots advantage, so he has to hit the stun. But as a bit of a man down there, I have to admit.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it could be one of those, to be fair. It's like, especially he was still level 5 at the time, but yeah, he hits level 6 right there. But it's like if you somehow mess that up, if he gets a counter kill, then that could really start throwing things out of.
Well, I don't know. I think he should definitely threaten for the kill though, because like he doesn't have the greatest harassment. Actually, top lane box, he might be in trouble.
Is he? You know, looks like Death Lotus does hit right here. He's trying to run away for the time being. He's going to run into a curse. Bottom lane, no, they're fine. He does leap over a curse though, and that'll be the end of that. So.
But no, I definitely think he should threaten for the kill down here though, because he's not going to win the CS battle because Witchslayer is just too strong of a harasser. And look at the build breaky as well. He's got the build I talked about yesterday or last weekend. The QE build.
You're right. Yeah, he's staying away from miniaturization. Yeah.
And I like it as well because Lodestone is one of those heroes that you can only threaten a kill obviously if you've got mana. So if he keeps on spending the Q and the E, then Witchslayer is going to be perfectly fine in this lane matchup. And yeah, I really think he should have gone for that kill. The reason being is because like I said, he's not going to win a CS battle between Witchslayer, so it's really the way to go. Actually, Magnus is TP bottom here, and Witchslayer is level 6, so I think they could threaten a kill onto Lodestone, but he does have invis, so
yeah,
probably not actually.
Lodestone's obviously, you know, he has to channel up that ultimate in a sense. So if he was to start it, it'd be pretty obvious if you're Witchslayer to either stun or play very defensive at that time. So it just seems like Lodestone's had several opportunities to try for something, and now he's the one in a lot of trouble himself. Magnus coming over. Lodestone, can he rock control waiting time? No, he cannot. That should be a kill. Silver bullet should it be enough? Oh, it's not enough! Oh, the chalice was not enough damage right there. And
Lodestone plates.
Escapes. Jeez.
Lodestone plates over OP.
Yeah.
I did think they had the damage there, but yeah, as they didn't. That's obviously where miniaturization would have got the kill, for example. But it's the trade-off between the two. Either you win the laning phase with the E build, or you threaten a kill with the W if someone comes against you. So yeah, it's pros and cons obviously of the build.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Those Lodestone plates, can't underestimate those. Not a hero we see too often, but to reiterate, not only protecting him in a sense, but heals him for 35% of the damage taken. So, yeah, it has the 1 plate currently up to 4 at level 4. He's going to go middle lane with an invis. Just so happens, though, as he comes here, they're not necessarily in the middle lane. They were doing the yellow camp, but when they come back out, I mean, he wasn't seen right here, so this definitely could be something pretty big here for Julio, actually. This should be a kill. Puppet Master, he gets caught out. Willowmaker, no! Puppet Show apply, but doesn't matter. Too much damage in terms of auto attacks.
Really nice rotation there from time to die as well. Like, he timed the rotation as well, so obviously he was so low that he had to go back to base, and Tree just don't know if he's going to go for the kill or not. So, nice.
Well, this is a pretty good start for Julio, actually. They got to feel pretty good so far. Again, definitely a team with the lineup at least, the capability of being pretty aggressive early on, and it seems like they're taking advantage of that. You do look at Silhouette, again, his farm not the strongest, but not bad either. 240 gold per minute. So keep an eye on Marcus Moy and how he continues to progress. But Boxy doing his thing as well now has 2 illusions with him, and Gonna apply some good damage. A Cursed is nearby, so yeah, Silhouette's gonna man up right here. Goes in with the stun. The tree grapple. Silhouette though knocking them. Oh, she is gonna chase the arrow to the run. No, there's the heal though at the last second. So having a Cursed allows you to man up like that.
Yeah.
As Tree knows. Is he gonna go for an arrow here? That would be something. Yeah, it shouldn't hit though.
So yeah, it looks like Marcus is going to go straight for the Nullstone build, and I think it's pretty alright. He's not getting pressured too much. The only thing he's getting pressured by is the Valkyrie. So he picks up the life tube, just a extra bit of health regen, which is always nice.
Yeah. So. You look at the GPM chart. Not a whole lot of gold infusion in this game right now. Deadwood, he's buying with the Avis. He gets caught though. Magnus stuns in. There's the miniaturization, but they're not going to do the most follow-up. Magnus only level 4. Here comes Lodestone. That was a Deadstone. Basically the combo of the two heroes. They collapse on a Magnus and pick him off pretty easily when it's all said and done. So, yeah, you could tell Tree, though, when they caught out Deadwood, they're like, wait a second, this is bad. Tried to run and could not get away in time.
Just nice movement from Civic KG as well. And I think this is probably the issue what they had in Game 1 as well. They had no way of really getting involved early. Like, Civic KG was playing the Kraken, one of those heroes that outside of threatening to kill in the laning phase, you need a portal key to get. Whereas Deadwood, you get aggressive straight when you get level 6, regardless of what kind of items you get. So
yeah.
Oh, Valkyrie.
Yeah, there's times happening right here. It's talked about Glacius, pretty powerful against a hero like Valkyrie. For that reason right there, cannot leap away from the freeze and gets picked off as Marcus Moy also dives it. So, man, a 5-to-1 hero kill advantage for Julio. Now, I will say, despite a 5-to-1 hero kill, as Deadwood middle lane, he gets jumped too and actually barely gets away. What a rotten grasp right there. And support from Glacius as well to keep him alive. Holy crap. How did he manage to live that, man?
I don't know. They nearly threatened to kill Magnus as well, but that mana battery saving his life as well. So, whew, close.
I was going to say, though, I mean, yeah, despite a 5-to-1 hero kill lead, it's not overwhelming by any means this overall. I mean, sure, they got the lead, but, Willowkeeper definitely still has some positives themselves. Just in general, though, not a whole lot of gold, again, being infused into this game. As I say that, though, Silhouette is starting to go up a little bit now, 322. Again, she has a sustainer, so that's the first step of working towards that Nullstone, and gives her some good mana regen already, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, the kills, although they're obviously in favour of Julio, it's just that they're losing on CS by quite a bit, obviously. Box has got quite a lot in the offlane compared to Lodestone. And obviously, Puppet's got a little bit more than the Deadwood mid as well. That's how it is. But, oh my god, he gets another kill actually. Super KG playing really, really active, and it's working really well, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
The Shatterstorm wasn't even necessary. It actually exploded after the kill. I mean, that's how much burst damage they had. No Willowmaker, no Shatterstorm needed. That's just simply, auto attacks, the rotten grass, and the face smash, or head smash, whatever, from Lodestone. Level 4, man, it's a lot of damage. it's the mixed damage, too.
Yeah, Witchslayer, cool, man. Just, it's not, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's squishy, doesn't have the escape necessarily. Middle lane, yeah, Deadwood, he is in that top rune area. He's going to be fine, though. For now, at least. You see Lodestone actually bottles up the double damage rune that happened to be bottom. And is going to make his way towards mid. It looks like Julio as a team, they're coming towards mid. In fact, Invis Glacius now with that Veiled Rot. They want to make some plays happen here. See if they're able to get anything out of this. Magnus is nearby, but he's low on life, not the most only mana for a stun. They're going to collapse right here. Rock Grass lands. Puppet Master and Torch are both in trouble. The Rocket Drill only hit Puppet Master. Gets to go. Magnus down in, but at what cost here? Root of Sea is going to end up falling as well. And it's a hat trick for the team of Julio. Not good news for Tree. This is some good momentum being built up. Double damage Deadwood.
And at the same time as a Witchslayer was trying to threaten for a kill on Silhouette, but he missed the Graveyard Stun, and so Silhouette gets free from a potential kill as well. So Julio, man, they're doing really, really well. I think that time, or that game was a little bit of bad timing or unlucky timing there from Tree, because Witchslayer wasn't obviously able to get involved in the middle kill because he's going for a kill up top, and then the kill up top, he didn't even be able to secure it either, unfortunately. So Julio, I think that was the biggest thing, though. Like, we knew they could definitely play. It was just that in Game 1, the laning phase went horribly wrong for him, but in Game 2, looking a little bit better.
Middle lane, Deadwood. He's going to be gone by Puppet Master right here. Has that Voodoo Puppet. Not using it just yet, though. Witchslayer running it. There's the Voodoo's Puppet, and they will cut him off for the kill. So, yeah, very delayed with it, but Just waiting for the team support to also get there, and sure enough, they get the kill on a Deadwood. So finally, something positive for Tree actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to call out Storyfoot there as well. He's playing a defensive support, particularly like a Curse. You have to have a TP ready for things like that. Because, I mean, that was, what, a 5 or 6 second engagement there. That's far more than enough time for a Curse to rotate over there. If he comes over there, that's a, Deadwood's going to survive, but he's sort of still AFK farming top. So, yeah, Storyfoot needs to have a TP. Picks one up right now, which is good, of course, but needs to be on the ball.
Yeah. Glacius running down bottom, which they're once again in trouble, though. Again, pretty squishy, and that may continue. Rocket Drill, it's not going to hit initially, but it might not matter. Glacius freeze. No Shadow Storm just yet. Just does the head smash. Look at the damage, man. But it's not enough in the end. Glacius unable to chase him down. And he will survive right there. Glacius is choosing to level up that aura, sitting on the one level of Tundra Blast, so that could have been the difference maker there in that kill, to be fair, but the setting of the mana's better for the team here.
Yeah, it just because that obviously Loso missed the Q. I think that maybe they should have waited for the Glacius Q and W. Rocket Show obviously made them miss that kill, but not the biggest of deals. Witchslayer has been shut down quite a bit already. 0-2 and 0, 220 GPM is still quite far away from its portal key. And I mean, I can understand the reason why they wanted to play Witchslayer. Actually, Silhouette going out with Valkyrie, but I don't think he should be fine. He's got swap out if he needs it. But I think the reason why they run Witchslayer cool was that they wanted something to do with the silhouette. Obviously, Witchslayer very, very good because the power drain and the miniaturization is just a great tool to silhouette Nullstone, which he does have now though. So yeah, and this is starts to be when silhouette starts coming on track. For example, when she has the portal key, that's when she's perfectly fine. But she has bounced back quite well as well. She was around 150 GPM. But now 370, and it definitely is Marcus Moy's best hero, so Tree, they have to be wary.
Yeah, the Lowstone makes a plays right there too. He bought the port key, but he dropped it initially to farm the lane up, so being pretty sneaky with it. So him and Deadwood both have portal keys now, and I don't believe either one has been seen just... Oh, Deadwood maybe not. Well, he doesn't have it on him, actually, to be fair. So, yeah, they have not witnessed the portal keys yet, I don't believe. Has Willowkeeper, so that definitely could catch him off guard. It could start with this. Torture, that's a Valkyrie Prism. Oh, this is weird. And of course, they see Lodestone because he's the only one not invis right here. Is that Valkyrie Prism that's going to wear it off? All of a sudden, everyone's here. Torture's like, wait a second. That's not what I expected. He goes down. A Curse popped his flaming, flame consumption very early right there, but it doesn't matter in the end. And they're going to chase, though. In fact, there's the portal key now into Losa, using the Shadow Storm on top of Valkyrie. The stun. It won't. Boom! Goes that Dynamite. The lockdown with a freeze, and down goes Valkyrie as well. Another couple of pickoffs for Julio. And now here comes a push in the middle, man. So I said it. We've seen it so many times before where one team dominates the first game, and then the other team comes back. It's just how it works sometimes.
It was just the laning phase went for so badly against Julio in game 1. That, or it's just this Curse, man. Maybe this Curse is the formula to success. Who knows? But all I know is that, I mean, Julio, we all knew they could play. It's just, can they get into the mid game? And Tree, honestly, they're just getting a little bit outmaneuvered, outmatched, honestly. And I think this goes back to the support roles as well. Like, supports have found so many more kills in bottom lane as well. So Kachi gets a kill onto Krake, like. This Switch Layer core is just not doing anything breaky. 0-3 and 0, 208 GPM. It doesn't work. And I mean, we've seen Tree go for things time and time again, trying to make things work when maybe it just doesn't. And I think this could be one of those factors as well.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
Oh, man,
what a catch right there, Torture. Now Deadwood wants to pick up some trees. He knows they're supporting him, but not enough for the kill. He wants it so badly, though. Maybe with the explosion, he's out of range, though. Magnus will stun him. Here comes an arrow on top of that. The eruption channel on top of that. Deadwood's in trouble. Deadwood will fall right there. Man, Torture barely surviving. Not worth that bait, but now here comes Loso. He's looking for the counter kill, and Magnus will get it. The flank consumption not in time for McCurse. He got locked down by Puppet Master. And as a result, gets killed off. Lodestone, though, he's pretty tanky. He's going to survive this onslaught initially. Will he survive the final onslaught? Glacius, the freeze, it will keep him alive. And now he's on the run. Here comes Marcus Moy now on Silhouette. Tree grapple in, does not stun. He swaps out immediately. Is coming back in. No, Shadow Storm right on top of Puppet Master. Puppet Master will fall. Lodestone does go down. But you could say probably worth the exchange right there. And it's still not over just yet. We see a port back now from Torturer with that Valkyrie Prism. That will be enough to get back from Silhouette right there. So finally going to be over amongst that fight. A lot of back and forth between it. And it's still not over, actually. There's another port coming in from a Cursed right here. Oh, the stun misses on a Silhouette. Yeah, he should kill Torture. I was going to say, do not back down from that. That's an easy kill. And Torture goes down. Fusen bit the dust right there. Going for the big play.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it all came back to us maybe to occasion, maybe going a little bit too far onto that Glacius, and Tree just were there to rotate over. But just still, I think Tree gained 1,000 gold in that exchange, so definitely worth it. But again, though, they're giving more and more form, particularly on this Silhouette. She's 2-0-0 at the moment, and this is the problem with Silhouette. You have to either shut her down in lane, otherwise she becomes such a big threat. And I think in this game particularly, she'll have a big impact if she can start split pushing as well.
Deadwood trying to make a play right there, but Magnus a little too slippery, able to escape. But yeah, again, I was going back to it with a team like Julio. This is why, if you're Willow Keeper, sure, the top seed in your group and everything, feel like you have a pretty good matchup, which you definitely did. But especially after that first game victory, you think like maybe be looking to run away with it. But Julio has very good players, and sure, maybe not the most experienced team, especially as a team, but they're showing here that they are a team to reckon with, and on the verge of trying to force a Game 3 in this series. Now, with that said, of course, there's still plenty of game left in this game, too. I'm sure Cursed is invis in the front lines here. That's a straight-up
bomb
invis.
is dead, by the way.
Is he? Witch Slayer? Yeah. That's a silver bullet. Easy kill right there. Poured in as well, so.
I don't know what Arch Tiger's trying to do. Like, his whole team is mid, killing Fusion.
Support for support.
I guess they do trade, but that makes no sense that Arch Tiger was pushing bot by himself. Where his team was pushing mid, so a little bit strange. But there's the portal key on Silhouette, though, and this is the timing where Silhouette can do a lot of things, actually. Although top lane, though.
A lot of trouble, though. Talk about timing, man. Yeah, just a little too late, unfortunately, as far as trying to use it to get away right there. And, of course, happening to have double invis up, that helps get that kill. That was a Valkyrie Prism, right? Yeah, that was a Valkyrie Prism, of course, to set that up. And, again, the Tree loves using this Valkyrie, man, for that reason right there, if any. With that Prism. Now, Witch there bottom lane again. Krake's impacts so minimal. 1-4-0, and the only kill he has was that kill we just saw on Glacius, who happened to be solo pushing the bottom lane. So, not the game he expected, and he doesn't have a portal key, does he? Yeah, he only has Steam Boots currently.
Yeah, he's bought it, though. He's definitely
Did he? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he
I was
bought
going to
it.
say, he's really behind if he didn't have it yet. So, he does have it now at least, but still.
But, it's going to be like a 21-minute portal key Witch Slayer. He's level 12, yeah, but who is he going to kill? I mean, to be fair, the burst damage is actually going to do a lot of work against Silhouette, and obviously Witch are one of the best heroes against it. It's just the hero, I don't know, it's just so hard to really lane it effectively and have its effectiveness actually shown. I mean, if you think about the draft, though, Tree do have a lot of damage going into the team fights. They've got Magnus, they've got Witch Slayer, Poemaster and Valkyrie. They do a lot of work actually mid lane.
Big Deadwood, what a catch once again! Takes out Magnus, takes out Torturer. Super KGE making some big plays here with that rotten grass. They're going to finish off the Ancients as well. I mean, Tree kind of knew that was going to happen. They didn't have a Valkyrie Prism up that hurt them, but also, they just started falling back. It was a great angle taken by especially Deadwood coming from this direction here in the Legion jungle to cut them off. Now, at least top tower's pushed in by Puppet Master, but safe to say, Julio keeping that momentum going. They're going to push this middle tower now. And I don't see it. Well, it could be stopped. Maybe. Yeah, probably not, though. It should be a free secondary kill.
Magnus are up and down. I don't think they want to fight. They doesn't have portal key either, so they can just back off. Tier 1 tower is still bought, and there's Congo to be taken as well. Julio can just take over the map now. They've got good wards as well. Got a nice ward here below the Legion agents, so they can start contesting that as well. And a nice ward here behind the tier 2 bottom as well. I actually really like this ward placed by Ro4 as well, because normally the ward to protect when you're sieging the tier 2 on Legion is obviously put it up on this hill, but that's always counter-warded. You put it down here, barely ever counter-warded. Gives the same sort of vision as well, so nice ward there by Ro4.
Yeah. Valkyrie, he's going really aggressive in the Hellborn jungle, looking for an opportunity to gank somebody. You see boxing his farm right here, nearly 300 gold per minute, has the Energizer? Yeah, how's the Energizer finish? Wow. Is building a Firebrand, actually, without no fire the last game, as Baltazar, though, gets picked off. So focused, going over his side of there and stumbling that. Didn't even realize that they were setting up a gank on a Puppet Master. Apologize for that. But anyways, they get the free kill onto him. Yeah, I mean, Puppet pushing up pretty far with minimal vision. This ward set was just placed right now, so can only blame himself, really, in that case.
And I think they smoke ganked up there as well, so I didn't even realize. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's risky, especially with this team that's clearly showing they got so much jump. I mean, obviously the 3 portal keys helps with that as well, so you got to be constantly very, very careful. Speaking of that, Valkyrie Prism used. They're not going to get anybody, though. Unless they go middle, maybe. Is Deadwood gonna get the info in time? Will we see like a Hail Mary arrow right here? He's falling
it's good
back.
presence of mind.
Yeah.
Good presence of mind. I think their sign must be set up though. They don't see any of them on their ward's vision. This Lodestone must be sort of being like, "What's up?" Because he's so dead though. If he doesn't get it right now,
he needs to be "What's up" a lot quicker because he's in a lot of trouble now. There we go. There's the initiation from Witchslayer. Again, he's tanky, especially with those plates, but oh my god, is it going to be enough? It is. Jeez, that actually got pretty close right there, but
that's just yeah, firing World 2 out. No tower to TP2 either, so a little bit dangerous.
Bottom lane, you see, there's a blinking from Silhouette pushing up the creep wave. Now Magnus is here. No portal key though. Keep that in mind. So he can't really jump. More so just hiding, if anything. But everybody going to be down here for Julio. In fact, oh no, okay, I thought he popped back for a second, but no, Lodestone's still dead, so. Of course, now he is sitting on nearly 2,500 gold, though, so he's going to have some bigger and better items here in the near future. Puppet Master, he decided to fall back just in time right there. In fact, if he comes back out, though, Accursed is playing very aggressive here. Pops a Veiled Rot. Accursed with the Astrolabe, by the way, as well as that Blood Chalice, so being a good team utility player.
Because I think he's going to have a big impact, particularly against the Witchslayer, actually. Particularly if he has good positioning. So Marcus says you're going to go stronger there, actually, and I think in this game it's going to be definitely needed. If you look at the draft as well, Tree have so much damage going into the team fights. And also, when he's going against the Witchslayer as well, it's not like he's got quick fingers, he's going to be able to pop the Shrunken Head before Nullstone is removed, and then obviously maybe the miniaturization is used on him. Because obviously the cast delay, because the Nullstone will be sort of taken off from the power drain, should be enough time to get the Shrunken Head off. So, yeah, I like the idea. He'll need to go damage after that, because damage is a little bit lacking outside of the burst from Lodestone and Deadwood, but they're so far ahead as well that the draft isn't too bad in that respect.
Yeah, we're going to see the second Shrunken Head now, and Lodestone coming out as well, so yeah, a lot of defensive measures being taken here. Now, top lane, Witchslayer. He's antsy. He wants to possibly go in, but that is a fake one now, yeah. Of course, that is a powerful Witchslayer against a hero like Silhouette. So if anything, you know, you kind of think back to the draft. That very likely could have been why they decided to go the Witchslayer, kind of like counter Silhouette.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the reason why, but I still am not a big fan of it, though. Like, cool Witchslayer, man. Just if you're worried about illusions, then either just run Witchslayer as a support, or even like Electrician, obviously. Like, I don't know.
Oh, Condor,
I just
dying.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen cool Witchslayer work. Like, just really lacks off, really falls flat.
It's going to be a token of life on Silhouette, most likely. And actually, I mean, yeah, there's just no vision in this area by Tree right here, so. They very possibly have an idea because no one's on the map, really, but Congo going to die, and that message is going to display, and now they'll know for sure. There we go with the token on the Silhouette. You see Deadwood sending out some illusions, scouting out, and getting some good information there as far as where was Tree during all of that. Valkyrie, again, with that Firebrand pickup, you also see Hellflower in the works now for Puppet Master. As the Assassin try to Whispering Helm, now going to Hellflower, and again, only about 350 gold per minute though, so it really has, again, not been Belshazzar's game to farm necessarily. He's 2-4-2 right here, having a little bit of troubles getting some aggressive, consistent farm. Is picking up some Hellborn creeps though, or Hellborn jungle creeps, as Deadwood's running over, but right as he uses the Assassin Shroud, so not going to find them. Do they have any dust? Yeah, they do in a couple of heroes, Glacius and Accursed here. Got dust just in case. Of course, when you're going up against that Valkyrie especially, it's good to have. Surprised they also aren't carrying some Rev Wards, to be fair. It's usually pretty good, because the dust is great and everything, but, you know, when you're not really expecting it sometimes, I
mean, they have I think they should just and they probably will use a Rev when they're sieging. It's just random places isn't very that useful kind of thing, so. Having Rev Force when you're sort of sieging is always good, but it looks like they're going to try and defend mid, actually, and Torturer...
There's that Valkyrie person, but Torture's going to get caught out with the dust. And eventually followed up on for the kill, a couple more auto attacks. Yeah, I was seeing over here if they're going to catch anybody else. Silhouette's in a good spot, but I don't think she's going to get anyone. Is that the real Silhouette still? I think it is. The arrow! That's going to hit! And that may be a dead Silhouette. They're going to get the token use. Now, she does have her illusion up,
She should be able to swap out.
She's not even going to. She's that confident. And for good reason. I mean, they did have to use a silver bullet. Obviously, Arrow's going to be down now, so yeah, pretty confident with their team coming over. Doesn't need to be worried. So hey, token is used. That's great news for.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, definitely worth it. But they're going to lose a tier 2 tower now, and then most likely lose control of the game and their map. Bowser's doing a nice idea though, just trying to get as much fun as possible. Because with him going Hellflower, like it's a little bit risky and a little bit greedy because obviously doesn't have a strong head, although I don't know if strong head's probably even needed this game. But at least with the Hellflower now, they should be able to lock down the Silhouette alongside the Witch Slayer if they both sort of time their jumps perfectly, which they most likely will.
Yeah. Here comes bottom lane, Boxy.
Oh,
he's going to be spotted there by Deadwood. Now it's a game of cat and mouse. Can he actually escape? Rotten Grasp is going to miss. Silhouette can't get there in time. Yeah, he got nothing.
Oh,
the log.
Was close.
Just a little too late. Yeah, he went in for the blind portal key. Not the best placement initially by Super KG, but again, that's called blind portal key for a reason. He doesn't got the vision that we do, so I was hoping he was over there. He wasn't. A good juke by Boxy ultimately in the end to escape right there and stay alive. You do see Dewitt going back to him, though. Again, he's also working on his own Shrunken Head now, and he's close to it. He's got the Soul's Bulwark on top of that, so more of these Shrunken Heads going to be continuing to pop up, which will prove to be very powerful against this Legion side, of course. 4,200 gold saved up on Silhouette, so sure he's somewhat defensive here so far, but expect more aggressive from here on. You thinking okay, well he goes to Fire Rain actually, so I don't know though. You like that?
Yeah, because it can get out of Puppet's stuff, which would be useful. He probably need Puppet. No, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Okay, they're gonna collapse right here. Puppet Master is coming in with the Assassin Shroud. That's gonna be wearing off though soon, and now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's porting out. He says, "See ya." I ain't got much else to torture, so he will escape at least. So minimal casualties there in the end. For Tree.
Yeah, I think Joe's is the right choice, honestly. He's quite far ahead as well, so like he doesn't need to rush a damage item because I think they're doing fine in the team fights just for raw damage. And Geo's is going to be useful. Like the one issue has been maybe sometimes when he gets picked off by the Witch Slayer and the Puppet Master, and the Geo's is just going to help with that. And it's going to help with his split pushing potential as well because in the team fights, if for example Tree do start coming out ahead in these team fights, at least he has the Geo's Bane to sort of fall back on for any kind of split pushing.
Yeah, I don't know though. It's because again, it's like. The idea of having a Shrunken and Nullstone and a Geometer's Bane is always yeah, I don't know. Puppet Master, though, he knows about that Hellborn team once again as they just collapse on top of him. Again, these 3 portal keys, it's just ridiculous. Constantly having to deal with it. And Coolio's doing a good job of also constantly using the Veiled Rod on top of that to assist for these ganks. So.
But I mean, it's like they're not having issues with like the team fights in terms of raw damage, though. So
True.
Picking up these 3 defensive items is like... It doesn't matter. It's not. That courier is dead.
Yep. I dove pretty far right there to get it, but hey, it's that courier. Okay, not the end of the world necessarily. I'm sure torture. In fact, oh no, he doesn't have gold actually. So somebody will buy the courier.
Yeah, they should definitely try and pressure to force buyback from Puppet Master though here.
Well, they are doing that. They're going in. Puppet Master. He does have enough for the buyback, but yeah, definitely wants to continue to set up behind. 15 seconds remaining, so it looks like they're just going to wait this out. Maybe, depending on what this arrow does. That's the fake Silhouette. Real one still pounding away at the tower. Going to easily get the tower kills. The Rax is the question. Maybe not so easy. Invulnerability comes out, but yeah, shortly after it falls, they're going to still come in. Now remember, they do not have the Token of Life anymore. Died earlier with it.
They do have a curse though behind him.
Yeah, it's almost like a Token of Life. Yeah, it's going to... The Nullstone deactivated. That'll be the cue to Portal Key.
They don't have to go for this. They can sort of sit back and farm, or they can go. Like they are 18,000 gold ahead. So, Puppet Master.
Yeah, he needs to be careful. Oh, that didn't even hit him. Actually, just at the creep wave. So yeah, I thought that might have been. I mean, Nullstone was down. Also, I feel like they could have.
Yeah, that's what
right there.
I thought it was going to go for it actually, but it's just the curse backing him up though is just such a big issue. It's such a big factor.
There he goes back in. No Silhouette again, feeling ballsy with that. Oh, was that? Oh, I thought that was an Valk arrow for a second, but with the Accursed, the very defensive style of items, with the Shrunken and the Nullstone, so it's understandable that Tree is having a pretty difficult time finding that sweet spot to initiate. And you know, credit to Julio as well, especially in the background. They're not grouping up. They're not giving the opening to Magnus here. In fact, they're gonna play aggressive. Not the best jump though. Witchsare turns around with the line stun right there. However, Magnus did get picked off right off the back. Glacial Downpour though, it's doing plenty. Both supports go down. Witchsare goes down, and a double tap for Super KG in the midst of it all. They get the melee racks.
KG played so good in that fight. He completely boxed out Root of Z there. Magnus was about to get Eruption off, but they were inch jumped in and burst him down before that could even happen. So really well played from KG. I had no idea how he even got vision of him actually, but they completely won that team fight as well. So nice play by KG there.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I would not be surprised. Like I said, I really don't think they just even had vision. That was just more so, hey, we don't see Magnus yet. There's a good chance he probably is here. I would not be surprised if that's what they went for. You know, just figuring that he could have been there because, you know, that is a spot that we see all the time, especially pushing that middle lane. So they got that quick kill, and yeah, just overall, just quite the fight. I mean, they have a huge lead now, man. I haven't looked at it in a while, but
yeah,
22,000 gold and nearly 16,000 experience.
Yeah,
it's looking good for Julio.
As long as they don't like throw, which is always a possibility, though. Like not because they're bad players, but because they're not a sort of solid team in that respect. They haven't been together for a long time. Communication can be a big issue, for example. Just random misplays here and there can definitely happen. But as long as they play it safe, they just control the map, farm the enemy neutrals, and sort of wait for the next Congra. I don't see anything going wrong really. Tree are trying to go for like a desperation Valkyrie Prism, but Julio looks like they know what's going on. They're playing it safe.
Yeah, they are. And they're very safe up here, and so as you see. Not going to really work out too well. In fact, the bottom lane, Accursed also getting
I love it
himself.
Really like that, actually.
Yeah.
Because now he can play really far back and just go in when he needs to. Oh, Witchler.
Back to Witchler. He actually gets a quick pick on the Glacius, but that definitely comes at a cost. Not the one he was hoping for right there. Silhouette splits up with the Geometer Span and now pounding away at the tower. So that 1-for-1 exchange. Witchler does have a buyback. He used the Silver Bullet, though, to take out that Glacius. Definitely questionable there, but every hero is going to have a portal key once he gets that. That's ridiculous.
Look at Curse. Look, he just stays back here. If anything goes in, he'll just pull the key in. Just make sure he can save Silhouette. Because Curse is such a good lineup with Silhouette as well, though.
Magnus, he's trying to get away. Low Star goes in, though. He stuns it perfectly. Magnus is being locked down once again. And Magnus, another auto attack. Yes, he does fall. The Shadow Storm not going to hit anybody. Will be exposed after that, but no follow-up coming in here. Again, Witchslayer pop back, but he doesn't have that Silver Bullet. Jump in from low stun. Delbert also goes in. He still has this Willowmaker, actually. Look for a quick use of that here. In fact, he's getting locked down, though, by Puppet Master now doing some good damage. Shrunken goes up, though. Puts the log on the Torturer, and they're just keeping them busy here at the base. Silhouette, who somebody's pointing back in. Is that Silhouette? No, it's Glacius actually pointing in with Post Haste that he just got. Post Haste pointing Glacius. That's when you know things are bad. Puppet Master, he's gone to the background. They're trying to follow it up in time, but they cannot necessarily. They will get Valkyrie, though, on the front lines. And Silhouette just continuing to pound in those right clicks here. And this should definitely be the melee racks. You can tell Tree's on their last foot. They know that this is the game pretty much. If they don't hold this, they're going to go for something here, Witchslayer. But again, with no burst damage, not much he can do. Silhouette, that's just an illusion. And the rest will fall back. So I would not be surprised to see Tree give it in here soon, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. This game is over. And Julio, they played really surprisingly well, actually. And I think it all goes back to the laning phase as well. So it's going to call the GG there. But that first blood down bottom as well was kind of the thing that sort of kickstarted him into it as well. And, I mean, just the Witchslayer call, man, just it did not have an impact in that whole game. Really, really didn't. And I think it cost him the game.
Just because we didn't get the chance to cover some of these teams throughout the season, whether it's because they're gold or just getting knocked out early in the Diamond Division, do not let that deceive you in terms of underestimating their potential. We saw that right here. I mean, especially after that first game, I'm sure a lot of people, hell, even part of me was like, you know what, this might be a quick 2-0 series. They're just simply getting outclassed. But no, not the case. Julio takes it to Willowkeeper in game number 2, and who would have thought we'd be going to a game 3 in this series, but that's exactly what's going on here. And again, I mean, sure, it's a double elimination, so worst case you get bumped down to the losers bracket, but there's no doubt in my mind, in fact, even with the interview beforehand with Boxy, Tree's very confident that they're going to be taking Group A right here and have the momentum going into the final stage of these playoffs. Well, they're struggling now against their first round opponent and on the verge of what could possibly be a pretty big upset, so this is turning out to be pretty interesting here, to say the least, and an exciting start on top of it all as far as the playoffs go. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have that third and final game going to be coming up. Will it be Willowkeeper or will it be Julio? Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.